Hi, it is the Human Operating System time. In this channel, we investigate the what, why, how of ancient Chinese culture, which include the ancient Wing Chun culture. So from yesterday's video where I share on the differences between the 1850s fist issue from heart and today's different concept or general presentations of fist issue from heart and the center line concept or theory are very different. Now, that is an important issue there, which we all need to know if we want to study traditional Chinese martial art or Wing Chun. We know from yesterday's video of the fist issue from heart, we know that Wing Chun is a Shaolin short strike based art with the Shaolin short strike uniqueness, where it attack with an angles and it go with the level change, and it aim with the heart positions. The both arm is put in the center but not square because it has to satisfy the body mechanics and the way how it attack in, dodge and attack at the same time, with the body has to follow or be able to support those type of momentum. Okay, so that is the Wing Chun 1850. Now, if one want to be proficient with that, one need to know the what, why, how of the Wing Chun 1850. Okay, so this thing, in order to know it and to be proficient, you know that it is bound by your body mechanics and bound by the impulse momentum handling. So whoever proficient in the Wing Chun 1850 will fight like a short strike guy. People will notice, or it get into from the different angle, different level, different range, and the both arm is continuing attack like a machine gun, and the body is attack one side, recoil the other side, attack one side, recoil other side. And of course, the torso and the footwork has to pair together, and the entire thing running and keeping walking or moving, keeping moving, keeping attack, moving, attack, moving, attack, moving, attack. So that's how this thing is done and be able to be realized or implement. That is how it is. Unless one have this, know all those different elements which is supporting this Shaolin short strike based uniqueness, then one practically don't know what is Wing Chun, period. So it is very different than today's. My interpretation, my research, my way, my grandmaster said, philosophy, and you left what? You left what, why, how as guessing. It is an idea of my Wing Chun, my interpretation, but it doesn't answer to all this. This is the mechanics need to realize what is Wing Chun. So this is a really serious problem. One cannot simply say, oh, this is Hendrik Wing Chun. Hendrik Wing Chun what? If I don't satisfy this, there is no Wing Chun. If I want to satisfy Wing Chun, I will have to satisfy Shaolin short strike uniqueness and the body mechanics and impulse momentum. Fine, if somebody later on, after master this, proficient with this, can say using the ISO chain to make it more effective, more proficient, or to extend. There is Wing Chun because it's based on this thing. So it's like Western boxing. Western boxing is based on, say, the jab, cross, and hook. And then it can grow. but it never be like doing karate chop kind of stuff. Is that Western boxing? Western boxing can be proficient, and you see Mike Tyson have his style. It is within this, within the body mechanics and impulse momentum and the uniqueness. It never change, that part. It's like a snake never be an eagle never be a snake. You cannot say this is a snake or it can be eagle too. So is it a snake or is it an eagle? So that is really seriously need to be known today. If anybody want to restrict Wing Chun or traditional Chinese martial art, period. If you don't know the what, why, how, the body, the impulse momentum uniqueness, the body mechanics uniqueness, and the techniques uniqueness, then there is no art there, disregard of which art. So as I often say, due to this machine gun uniqueness of the Shaolin short strike or Wing Chun 1850, the shoulder blade has to pull back, recoil back, because this is ready for the other strike. So fine if I do a Ngao style here, this is a strike, but this is actually recoil my body for the next strike to come. And for the next strike, I'm not going to stand here, because I become the target the minute I stand here. You want to flow like water. So after this strike, I have to change angle right away. Otherwise, I'm dead. That's called Ding Bu or fixed step. Wing Chun is never fixed steps. Now the issue is that if you're keeping practice your Xiu Lim Tao in your structure with the fixed steps, how are you going to do that? Or you are actually against what it is, against the uniqueness. And they keeping talking about Shaolin Wing Chun is Wing Chun. You look at the Shaolin Wing Chun, did they recoil one side of their body? They don't. That's body mechanics. So if one knows all this, like in the mathematics, the boundary condition, the inertial conditions, the uniqueness, the particular solutions, the general solution, one will be able to spot right away what it is. Whether it works or not, it's like mathematics, you can solve it. Okay? That is how it is. If you want to really reboot the Wing Chun, reboot the traditional Chinese martial art, it's not here. That's hopeless. How many people talk about their research in internal Wing Chun? And you look at that, they are doing what? Tai Chi, mimicking Tai Chi motion. They mimic Tai Chi motion of movement, movement. They don't even address this thing. So are you expect Mui, a Shaolin nun or monk, is teaching Tai Chi to Wing Chun? You know, when thing is not like this, like you're solving a differential equation, you have your inertial condition, you have your boundary condition, you have your general solution, and you have a particular solution, then we don't know what it is. So in here, as in differential equation, this is Shaolin short strike base uniqueness is the general solution. When I look at the entire thing and say, well, you don't have the general solution, this is not what it is. The same thing you apply here as Wing Chun. So that's why I always suggest, if you want to develop your own whatever martial art, you're free to do that. You're expected to do that. But don't call it Wing Chun, because this is not Wing Chun. You understanding E.G. Kamengma doing this punching? Is it Wing Chun? Can it apply in the short strike where you want the machine gun and keeping moving and keeping striking? Well, of course you cannot, because your body do not support that. Not to mention that you're clamping your knee, your torso, and your footwork. You cannot implement the uniqueness or the plum flower. Well, it might be different arts. Okay, different art might have a fixed steps. In Chinese martial art, look at like a Chai Lei Fat. Did they have a fixed step? They don't. They just keeping moving. And Wing Chun 1850 is the body, the brothers of the Hong Seng Choi Lei Fat in the uprising. So you see, from history, from technical, we know what it is today. And here I'm not saying that I'm the grandmaster, I'm saying that, like, this is a mathematics, this is a differential equations. We know the boundary condition, we now know the initial conditions, we know the general solution, we know the particular solution, thus we know what it is. Now, if one couldn't even tell us about the boundary conditions, the inertial conditions, the particulars, the general solution, then forget about it, because you don't even know what it is. And you can keep calling whatever you want. And people can follow here, but you know, you are not going to get proficient, period. So people doing this will keeping changing. You have one student, one teacher might teach 10 million students, 10 million students have their 10 million Wing Chun. Why? Because they do not have this. You look at Western boxing. Even they have from different school, different coach, but you look at the core, the general solution, the boundary conditions, the inertial condition, they are bound there. They are not spreading away, and you never see that one a Western boxing guy come out with a karate chop. You don't see that. But Wing Chun, traditional Chinese martial art, you see all the time. That is the technical evidence to show that people don't understand what is going on. So again, for this, the Wing Chun saying that it never pull back, it always move forward. Is that true? True. However, how to move forward? Now we know it is because of the using, say, for example, the G step, it keeping changing angles. It keeping moving forward, and the arm never pull back. Because when this strike, this is doing something, and this is already recoiled. It never have to pull back to do something. It is going because one side of the body is always recoiled. So you don't have to pull back. You just have to move to different position. So why is Wing Chun don't pull back and always go forward? Because body mechanic is always recoil in one side, because its footwork is always carrying the body in a different angle. That is dodging out from other people, from the opponent, and attacking. Dodging, attack in the same time. Dodging is a mean for attack. Dodging doesn't mean that, like today, you walk sideways and you come back. No, you don't. If you do that, it's no longer short strike, because it doesn't go close body anymore. Close body is you have to stick with him, keeping moving angles. So it's like today, it's like people playing judo. It's try to throw you, even people changing in different position and direction and angle, keeping trying to throw one guy, and one has to be proficient in that in order to say one is proficient in judo. Same thing, Wing Chun 1850 is like that. So I hope that you are clear now, okay? So the reason I wrote that restricting Wing Chun is to present all these things. The basic component here. Then people say, well, you know about internal. What internal? Read the Wing Chun Inception. Nothing in Chinese culture for past 1,000 years get out from the boundary of the Wing Chun Inception. None. Okay? And yet today we can verify it with science. Same thing here. Movement, power, strength, momentum, recycling momentum. It is all can be analyzed with sports science. So unless we get this far, there's no way you can proficient with it. So again, it's like judo. They get this far so they can be proficient. Without this, there's no proficiency. So if somebody who wants to do their own Wing Chun or whatever, then why don't you just use your name for your whatever art you can say Hendrik martial art. Don't call it Hendrik Wing Chun, because as soon as it's not satisfied this, as soon as it's not satisfied the general solutions, the boundary conditions and the inertial conditions, it is not what it is. So why do we want to call it that way? Marketing? Well, sure, people will say, well, this is marketing, but you know what? You screw up the entire Chinese culture. You screw up traditional Chinese martial art, you screw up Wing Chun, you screw up Shaolin Substrate. So again, it's always saying that, right? You want to argue that Shaolin Wing Chun is from White Crane Fujian? Did they do this? Did they do recoil one side? You want to argue about Wing Chun is from Tai Chi? Did the Tai Chi guy doing that? Keeping changing position, angling in? Did the Shaolin Wing Chun people do that? They don't. So we are not here talking about who is more advanced or who is less advanced. We don't. We're just talking about, do we know what it is? Just very simple. It's not about who win, who lost, who is the better, who is superior. Got nothing to do with that. It's to do with, is it or is it not it? So unless the mind is clear, one be able to get proficient. If the mind is not clear, like the guy, like we go study Western boxing, and then we thinking, oh, I want to do karate chop here, and I want to jump backward. Is that Western boxing? Can you get proficient with it? And of course, you can be like Mike Tyson. Once you're proficient in this, then on top of it, with your insight, you can expand it. There's your skill, there's your art. That's your way of how to do Western boxing like Mike Tyson. But until we are there, you create all this kind of style without even know what, why, how, and everything is guessing. And today I guess so, tomorrow I guess another thing. Today I study this and I study Tai Chi. And then tomorrow I go study Mei Zhuang. And then the next day I'm going to study BJJ. Then I come back and say, oh, Wing Chun is supposed to be this way. So at first when I studied Tai Chi, I said Wing Chun is supposed to be in the Tai Chi way. When I study Mei Zhuang, Wing Chun is supposed to be in the Mei Zhuang way. When I study BJJ, I say, wow, Wing Chun is supposed to be BJJ way. So can you make up your mind? What the heck is this? Yet for hundreds of years, it's already defined clearly. So that's why the notion I wrote the Resurrecting Wing Chun. Open up everything to the sun, get it clear once for all. It's not that I want to be a grandmaster or anything, but hey, don't everybody deserve to know what it is? Don't the Chinese culture deserve to be known as it is? It is about humanity. It's about a democratic, civilized world. Today we preserve every race, every country's culture, not screwing it up.